I have been on another level these last few weeks and months. And that is what I want to bring for you today. Because 1 + 1 does not equal 2. It equals 11. I want you to let that land. And what I mean by this, right? When you think that 1 + 1 equals 2, you're operating in a very limited structure. You are operating with a very limited mind field. You are operating on what I call the Newtonian cause and effect, right? Where you expect 1 + 1 to give you some sort of output, right? I do step A, I do step B, and it gives me X, Y, Z. But when you start operating on an entirely different level, when you start operating beyond that whole Newtonian cause and effect, you will not only be vibrating, you will start levitating. Because 1 + 1 equals 11. Right? When you add 1 + 1, they don't just add together to equal 2. When you add things together, they amplify, they magnify, they compound, they collapse time. That is what I mean when I say 1 + 1 equals 11. Because when you're operating in that, there is no delay between your frequency, what you are doing, and the effect that you get. There is no separation between action and result. It is immediate. Because you've allowed yourself to step outside the constructs that everyone else is playing in. You've allowed yourself to play in a higher dimensional reality of yourself. And in truth, you've come back home to the truth of who you are. And it's so interesting. We are inside May of no return. And yesterday someone was talking in the chat and they're like, everyone is on fire. Oh my God. And it's so funny because she's so right. If you're not inside May of no return, I have been dropping daily drops every single day this month, including weekends. It's been incredible during the biggest quantum leap of my life. How I'm doing it, how it's locking in. It's fantastic. You can DM me the word May and I'll send you the link to jump in there. And when you do this, right, when you realize that there is no actual separation, you end up not diluting your power, right? So when there's no dilution in power, there is actually no dilution in energy, right? Energy drains when you are over-efforting. Energy drains when you are proving, when you are pushing. That is why you are getting tired. You are not tired because of the output. You are tired because you are operating within a cause and effect model that you have outgrown. Right? If you are watching this, you are not meant to play in that realm. I said this on my stories yesterday. You're not here to manage a business. You're here to command a realm, which means you rise above. You step above that whole cause and effect. You move and reality responds around you. This is why the last few weeks, I would even say kind of months now, my business is moving faster. Moving so fast, can't get the words out. Moving so fast is because of this. Is because I have committed to becoming even more undeniable. I've committed to being a signal that reality cannot ignore. When you become undeniable, reality cannot ignore you. And to become undeniable, this requires a refinement, right? And that's why I say 1 + 1 equals 11. You plus stillness, you plus command, you plus precision. When you do this, you create a coherent field. Coherence has been one of my favorite words for years now, and this is why. Because you need a coherent signal. If the signal, if the frequency that you are emitting is not clear, is not coherent, if it's fragmented, if it's leaking, if you're like, I'm in like the zone some of the time, but other times I flinch, other times I brace, other times I go into doubt or scarcity or lack or waiting for reality to show me the proof before I can believe it first, then you're not creating that coherent signal. But when you become undeniable, money doesn't just add to your income, it multiplies. When an offer sees the light of day, you don't just launch, it collapses timelines. When you speak, it's not from growing engagement. You activate the codes in people that make them move. You move people. Because the truth is you don't move them with your strategy, you move them with your frequency. Which is why two people can have words, the exact same words, and one person, you're like, there's something about her. There's something about her energy. There's something about her frequency. You know, this makes me laugh. I've had people often say to me, like, there's just something about you. Like when you walk into a room, when you're at a table, not just clients, like random people I'm in the space with, like there's something about you. And it's because it's not just the words I say, it's the frequency and the coherence that backs it up. So when I say something, when I speak like this, you can feel it in your body. And frequently after I do these lives, I mean, they're free. These lives are free. You know, this is going on the podcast as well, but I have women messaging me saying, this live brought me to tears. I'm in tears. I'm in tears. This activated me. Like you said something and it shifted me entirely. I mean, if you think this is what my lives are like, imagine what it's like in my spaces. But there's a reason for that. And so this is my invitation to you for getting that coherence in your field, because when you do, reality cannot help but bend around you. Money moves in devotion to you, right? That's why I use the word devotion when we talk about money, right? That divine, rich woman, money moves in devotion to you because it's devoted to the signal you are emitting. Money isn't a result, it's a reflection. And time will collapse the second, the moment that your frequency speaks louder than your reality around you. The moment, right? There's no gap, there is no lag, nothing. It instantly changes the frequency. I have full body chills. I feel like I'm just vibrating from this, because once you lock this truth into your body, you will never doubt again. You will never have a reason to doubt, to waver, to be uncertain. You're living in your own little reality. And I really invite you to come play with us, because it's a lot funner on this side. It's a lot funner to play at this level. Right? You don't need more output, you need more coherence. And the funny thing is that when you actually give yourself permission to be more coherent, right? Because coherence doesn't require effort. Coherence is just more of who you really are. When you give yourself that permission and you break free of the structures and the strategies and the boxes and the things that you have been putting yourself in, that's when things get ease. That's when things get effortless. That's when you post one thing that says levitating on your stories and a 20K painful client comes in. Because it's not about the words, the strategies, or the framework. It's about the person. Right? The reason things explode for me and my clients are not because of the strategy. It's because of the who. Who they become, who I've become. It's not about how, it's about who. And when your nervous system can lock that in, right? And this is why I say the nervous system always wins, because if that's the thing that flinches, that's the thing that wavers, that's the thing that doubt, it's the nervous system. It's that primal response designed to keep you safe that's actually limiting you. I want you to listen to this at least twice. Of course it glitched. I want you to listen to this at least twice and really let this lock into your body. Because if you do, you will start getting exponential results. you will start living in the reality where 1 + 1 does not equal 2, 1 + 1 equals 11. Where things don't just add, they amplify, they compound, they collapse time, they create something entirely new. Because if you're watching this and you're listening to me, you are here for something big. You are here for something huge. You are here to be a divine, rich woman. You are here to have money move in devotion to you, in devotion to your frequency, your essence. Hello. Oh my God, I'm so glad. Hi from Trinidad and Tobago. I remember you so much. You've been here for years. Just want to let you know that I remember you from years ago, and I see you, and I'm glad that you're here. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for us. I'm so excited for you to let yourself be free. And I'm so excited for you to get to see the kind of world and opportunity and money and wealth that comes when you allow yourself to live like this. I am the happiest, healthiest, wealthiest I have ever been, and it is because I have led with this first. You don't need more information. You need a new frequency to move from. I love you, and I will see you inside May of No Return. I will see you inside the Divine Rich Woman Mastermind, which starts Monday. Have a wonderful, incredible rest of your day.